after 9 o'clock. Welcome back to the show. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You're listening to News and Views right here on Salam Media. Now, we're going to be talking to someone who's really very excited about having just won the Responsible Tourism's most prestigious award at World Travel Mart in London. And that is you, Fazal Bahardeen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program. You have a very interesting story to share with us, and it talks directly to us as Muslims and halal travel. How did your journey start, and what does this award mean for your company?
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for having me in your show. Yeah, so Crescent Rating, we started in sometime in 2008, and our vision was to make it easier for Muslims to travel in any part of the world without sort of having to compromise their values or their faith-based needs. So that was the sort of vision and mission we had when we started, and that's what we have been sort of doing for the last almost 13 years, trying to educate the industry on the travel industry or the hospitality industry on what are the requirements of Muslims when they travel, and how do you cater to them, what services that you have. So and then we also help them sort of develop those services and capabilities so that they can make the life easier for Muslim travelers when they come to a destination. Go ahead.
It's Crescent Rating. It's the world's first rating system to rate travel and tourism services for Muslims, halal catering needs, and just halal lifestyle. I'm wondering how easy it was to get this type of concept across to non-Muslim service providers. And when we talk Crescent Rating, are we talking of a travel agency per se, or are we talking about applications, apps, and services, other services that are being provided?
So, answer to your first question is, it has been some time since we have been promoting this, the whole Muslim traveler as an important segment in the travel segment for a long time. Of course, we had difficulties in getting the attention of the travel industry, probably, some time ago. But I think lately, probably, last 3, 4, 5 years, the travel industry has realized that the Muslim travel segment is really a key segment within the overall travel segment, and they account for almost 11% of the overall travel segment globally. So I think that has helped the industry to rethink on how we should cater to the market. So I think it has got gradually easier to work with the industry, and and that's what we have been doing. We have been working with a lot of travel tourism organizations, tourism boards in many parts of the world, mostly in countries where it's not a Muslim majority country. So I think it was more difficult earlier, but I think at the moment, because of the numbers that they used to see before COVID, of course, that that the industry has sort of embraced this segment as one of the segments that they need to cater to. In terms of your second question, I think we are not a travel agency. I mean, we provide a lot of travel services, information, research, consultancy. We also help them to develop capabilities. We also help them to market or to promote their destination to our destination or their service, their hotel, the restaurant to the Muslim market. So we sort of help them from understanding the market to developing capabilities and to marketing their services to the Muslim market. So that's basically has been our sort of focus for the last almost 12, 13 years.
So you actually providing a service, information, much needed, not known information to a non-Muslim market to cater for the Muslim traveler, the global Muslim traveler, obviously. And based on that, you have now won this very prestigious award at the World Travel Market in London. How many other such organizations like yourself, we know they're not all catering for the Muslim market, but other organizations were up for this award?
So the World Responsible Tourism Award, which was, I think, launched in 2004, it's under the World Travel Market organization, which has a lot of events around the world. Their biggest event happens in London in November each year, and then that's where they do the World Responsible Tourism Awards. That's how they call it. And what they do, how they go about with the award is that they really try to recognize, businesses and companies, organizations who work what they call in the who promote what they call responsible tourism. And this year they had a number of categories. So under each category, there are different companies who are looked at. So they have one category on decarbonizing travel and tourism. There is a category on sustaining employees and communities through pandemic. There are two other categories, and one of the categories which we were awarded, we were one of the winners, is under the category of increasing diversity in tourism. So they recognize
Wow. Okay.
our effort to make Muslims an inclusive segment within the travel industry. I think for us the main thing, not for Crescent Rating as per se, but I think globally it's something. I think we are having a global organization recognizing not just Crescent Rating, but I think the Muslim travel market more than Crescent Rating itself. I think that's the biggest takeaway for us.
Alhamdulillah. I'm wondering, how did the past 2 years of COVID, or the past 18 months of COVID, impact? We know what an impact it had on the travel industry and the hospitality industry per se, but your type of business, how difficult was it, and what sort of services and support were you able to give to the Muslim market?
Yeah, so I think in the travel industry, as you may know, has been the hardest hit industry in the COVID, because travel has basically came to a standstill. And many companies struggled. Some probably survived through that, and some probably will not survive. And alhamdulillah, we have managed to survive through the hard, difficult times that we had. And our focus was. We continued during the last 2 years to sort of continue the education, because at tourism board levels they were still they were planning, and they still plan to open up their destinations. So they had to continue to learn about the different markets, and we sort of helped many destinations to continue to learn what the Muslim market is all about. We also have been working with a number of destinations to prepare for the next stage of travel, which is hopefully coming in 2022. In terms of the Muslim market itself, we just released, we worked with the Singapore Tourism Board to release the Muslim Visitor Guide for Singapore, which will be, very useful for Muslims when they travel to Singapore. We are currently working with a number of other travel, tourism boards to release Muslim Visitor Guides. So I think that level of education and capacity building has been going on actually during the last, especially the last, I would say 12 months. Because destinations are looking forward to opening up for travel.
Inshallah. As Muslim travelers, I know the first thing that goes through my mind is when I'm thinking of traveling abroad or even locally for that matter, the first thing I'd look for is masajids in the areas that I'm going to pass through, halal eateries, and things like that. Is that the type of thing that you would put out as well, globally, so to speak? And then I, as a traveler, how do I access all of that information?
Yeah, good question. So, as I said, Crescent Rating is a service that we provide to the industry to help Muslim travelers. On top of that, we also have a platform called HalalTrip. This is a platform that we develop for Muslim travelers themselves. So here, exactly as you mentioned, we have huge database of masajid, a huge database of halal restaurants around the world. So we have a mobile as well. So you can open the mobile app and try to find the nearby masajid or nearby halal restaurant. I mean, it's still some way to make sure that we cover every city in the world. But we have more than 10,000 masajid in our database. Close to 10,000 halal restaurants in our database. So yeah, so the Halal Trip is our platform to help Muslim travelers themselves discover places, discover, masajid, discover halal restaurants they are traveling.
Well, congratulations. Really very responsible information in support of the global Muslim Ummah. May you grow from strength to strength. And just by the way, I think you are aware of the fact that, alhamdulillah, even though we as a Muslim community in South Africa are in the minority, we have managed to have Jamaat Khanas at all the major airports and major shopping centers. And I think that is such a feather in our cap. And I do hope and pray, inshallah, that we find these type of facilities all around the world. When I go shopping, I don't even have to worry about I'm going to miss my salat time, knowing that any shopping center that I walk into, that there are wudu facilities and namaz facilities available.
Absolutely. I think it's I have been to South Africa many times, and it's impressive the level of services that you have been building for the Muslim travelers. But at the same time, even countries like let's say some destinations like Taiwan, Japan. For instance, in Japan, you have shopping malls in Tokyo where they have Jamakhanas.
Wow,
you
that's
have
wonderful.
in Taiwan, you have many attractions where they have prayer places. The Taiwan Taipei, which is the capital, has a Jamakhana in their main train station. So I think some destinations are really trying to do whatever they can to help Muslim travelers enjoy the destination. So I think yes, it's yeah.
Okay, for people who want more information on your company, can you give us a website address?
Yeah, so if you are a traveler consumer, then go to halaltrip.com or download our mobile app on either your iPhone or your Android phone. Search for Halal Trip, and you can download the app. If you are a hotel, restaurant, if you are a industry player, service provider, then go to crescentrating.com to see what services that we offer.
Wonderful talking to you. Congratulations on your award once again. Continue the amazing work in service of the Muslim Ummah globally. Shukran for talking to us, Fazal Bahardeen, and assalamu alaikum to you.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
9:32 exactly. News and views on Salam Media.
These days, I'm more health conscious.